Comics are everything to me. I make them, I draw them, I write them, and people read them. It's true. True story. And so I went to school, wanted to become a cartoonist. I went to college, wanted to become a cartoonist. And that's all I know how to do. I like to make comics. That's all I know. You can tell I got all these action figures, drawings, comics. I got them on my shirt. That's it, man. It's me. I think if I don't know if I have red blood in my veins no more. I think it's like paint, red paint. You can mix it with colors and make some different colors. It's true. Ooh, yeah. Me and Franco and Brother Bear, who's also known as Marc Hammond. We call him Brother Bear because he looks like a giant bear. So we created our own shop because I think it's because I just want to be part of everything that is the comic industry. We make our own comics, have our own shirts. I have some toys. We want to be part of publishing. We want to draw the books, and then we want to sell them. So, isn't that awesome? We're in our 2nd anniversary now.
It's a pretty good feeling. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. It goes by fast.
I like it when because a lot of people told us we were crazy to do it.
Yeah.
That we shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And we did what we always do in those situations. We don't listen to them.
Challenge accepted.
And we,
yeah.
we do what we want.
So I think that's good. You can't do that. Watch me. Me and Franco always planned on making comic shops, open up a shop, but it was always separate. Like I wanted to open one, he wanted to open one, and then we got involved and busy in the comic business. I started making comics. We met Marc Hammond, who had an idea to open up a shop, and he wanted to move to Chicago, so the thought process happened again, and we started talking again. And right away, we knew we wanted to call it Oh Yeah Comics. We just had that name. And we had the name a few years before the shop, and then I made characters, and we really wanted the characters and the comics to be something like that the store supports. We had the idea first. Original art, see? Some of the stuff, how I do the words. There's the cover. You can still see. I think that's all I have, the inks. Yep, that's all of them. When I was a little boy, I was about 6, my cousin would come over with comic books of the Hulk. Remember when the Hulk was on TV with Lou Ferrigno? Well, he would come over with the Hulk comics, and then he would leave and go home, but leave his books. So I started to read the Hulk and Spider-Man and the X-Men, and that was it. I love being surrounded by all of the activity and the energy and the comics that just spark imagination into every thought I have. So it's awesome. It's true. That's also a true story. This is where I paint. Here's my easels. Put some of this stuff up here. I go crazy. You can see all my paints, action figures. I got a lot of stuff. Stuff's all over the place. Yeah. Hawkman in progress. Naked bodies with no heads. There's a Wolverine with no head.
Art is what his name implies. I like he's good at being an art director, so he gets the last call on a lot of stuff, which I'm okay with because he's got a good design sense and a good eye, and I trust it. But as far as the writing goes, when we write together, it's whatever's funny. I think we
make a very effective team.
We do. Mm-hmm.
I think it's because we get each other. You know, you go through all that life looking for the one. Mm-hmm. And then you find them, you think you got the one, but they mess up and they're no longer the one. Mm-hmm. Well, we found each other and we're like, I told him, you know what I found? He said, the one, right? I'm like, you feel it too? He said, yeah. So
but
now,
then we got married, but not to each other.
No, we married ladies.
Yeah.
When my wife was my girlfriend, we went to the comic shop and we bought a bunch of books and we had a picnic and we were reading comics. And I read a story about how Mary Jane left Peter Parker. At the end of the book, she went away because she says, I can't deal with this, you being Spider-Man anymore. So I was so into that, and I'm like, it actually made me, like, I felt it, like, oh, how could she leave? She knows Peter Parker's Spider-Man. She knew he was Spider-Man before they got married. She knows what kind of man he is. She knows he's going to be out all night. She knows he's going to come home all beaten up. And now she tells him after they've been married for a while, she can't take it no more. So I was with Rose, and I said, that's no way to have a marriage. And so I proposed to her based on that comic. I said, let's do this right. So I asked her to marry me right after I read that book. I was so focused on these drawings and the pages in the paper and just turning and reading it that I just got lost in there. And that I guess I could thank Peter Parker and Mary Jane breaking up for me staying married. But that's how it happened. Well, I really feel that that's my job to make these books for the new readers because we need a new generation of comic readers. Because if no kids don't read comics, then the 40-year-olds now are going to be grandpas soon, and they're going to be retiring in 20 years, and they're going to not want to bother reading comics. So if we don't get those new kids now, our comic industry has like 25 years left, and then no one's going to know where to buy a Superman.
That would be a terrible future.
Yeah. So I don't want that to happen. So I feel like that Stan Lee line, great responsibility and power and all that. And I think we got that, and that's why we have to do this.
Well, because whenever we would do conventions and stuff like that, we would always draw for kids. We would have long lines of kids, and we would always invite them to draw because they would want to draw. It's a natural thing for them to do.
Yeah.
So we decided that we were going to do Kids Make Comics Day in the store, which is growing out to other stores every year. But what we wanted to do was invite kids to actually make the comics instead of just us drawing for them. That they would come in and draw with us.
We would do a drawing competition at the conventions at C2E2 in New York. We draw on stage for the kids, and then after our time on stage, we take the art pad and start drawing on the floor, and we fill up all the paper. But as we're drawing, there's kids leaning on us, over our shoulders, hanging over here, sitting on our laps, and they're watching us draw. And we even thought that this would be cool to do this at our shop. This way, we could just fill up all the paper, and we don't have that 30-minute segment. We could just go on for hours. Tomorrow, we begin year 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just it. It just works. It's the chemistry thing. It's like when you fold your hands. If you do it the other way, with the thumb on the other side, it feels weird. But this is the Franco way, or the other way. You know?
I don't know if I like to be referred to as this.
The Franco way.
Okay. I like it. It depends on how tight it is. That's all I care about.
It's true. True story.